Evening in Paris was pleasant. The ray of the setting sun are entering through the glass of the studio. It's been 2 weeks, which means 14 days since he last talked to his brother and Jimin. Ever since he found out about Jungkook, he has been distant. First, his parents sent him away because of Namjoon. Then his love was taken from him because of his friend. Now his brother and Jimin are also taken away from him. As much as he wanted to keep everyone together, everyone was away from him. 1.5 years have passed since he left Korea, but his old story did not leave him behind. He was looking at the rays of the sun. He turned his eyes and suddenly he saw someone standing in front of his shop. Whoever it was, his back was facing the shop, so they couldn't see his face. He was probably waiting for someone. They looked to the other side and saw the time. Today he was not in the mood for work. Therefore, he wanted to go home early. He picked up his things and after some time he stepped out of the studio, locked and turned, but stopped. The unknown person was still in front of his studio. Perhaps there is a problem. So he approached this person, thinking maybe he should talk to me. A few hours ago, Jungkook was sitting in the cafe alongside Yoongi and Jimmy. Forgive me, I didn't know that. They started hating me so much that he would end all contact with you both. It's not your fault. We knew it. We knew it would happen all along. Jungkook was sitting with his head down. Now, what to do next? What is to be done by bowing like this? I want to meet him, but he doesn't want to meet you. I know, but I have to meet him. Uncle Jungkook, it's not that easy. He's changed a lot. But he changed once he sees me. He loved me, Jimin. Well, we all know he loves you. But then he gets such a harsh punishment. Hearing Jyongi word, he becomes silent. Well, he hasn't talked to us in a while, but he'll be in the studio right now. Jimin, he'll be angry. Hyung, he started to think of us as his enemy. Anyways, how long will he run? Let him meet Uncle Jungkook once. You know the address of the studio. Get there and meet him. The rest will be soon. And so Jungkook stood in front of his studio for hours. The voice was most meaningful to Jungkook. This heavy, deep voice. Hearing this voice, he froze in the place. He did not have the courage to turn around. He was not ready for the hateful eyes of his love. Sir, I am talking to you. He closed his eyes and slowly turned. They both stay at their place. The wind continued to blow and the cold continued to blow, but they did not move from their place. It was the man they fight for alone, the one he fall in love with, the one who teach him to smile, who told him, "You are the most crushed baby," who filled every empty step in his life, who was his friend, who was his love, who was his madness. And then he became his loneliness. And today he is the tear in his eyes, the companion of loneliness, the character of his unfinished love story that was never his. It was not his, it was only his daughter Gia. Then he silently let their character be falsely accused. His soul was wounded by the accusation. His heart was breaking. It was that person who took him away from his country, his city, his people, his home. It was that person whose heart ached to see him. But today nothing like that happened. There was only silence. There was no heartbeat. There was no smile on his face, but there are tears in his eyes. Jungkook was still the same today. It's just seemed a bit weak. Jungkook come closer to him, but Tae took 2 steps back. How are you, Tae? Tae looked at him as if he were another creature. He probably thought it was a dream. After a year and a half, his first love was in front of him. There, he come closer to him. He placed his hand on their face. That makes sense. This is not a dream. And then he back off. Jungkook didn't like that, taking 2 steps behind him, but he knew he deserved this attitude. What are you doing here? But they returned back to his studio without saying anything and locked the door from inside. He knew that if he stood for a while longer, he would forgive him. And he is not ready for this. He cannot forgive him so easily. And that's how Jungkook and Tae started facing each other every day. Jungkook would stand outside their studio every day and they would ignore him and walk in. And then they would meet again in the evening, leaving for home. They was very surprised when he found Jungkook sitting in front of his studio the next day. But then he ignored him. You remember his past every time he saw Jungkook, and that was what was stopping him. A few days later, there, I think you should listen to him for once, Yugi said. But there, but there, continue eating. He had a heart attack. As soon as he heard this, he looked at Yoongi. And so they decided to talk to Jungkook one last time. As usual, Jungkook stood outside his shop the other day. They saw him and stepped in front of him. Jungkook staring him. The same eyes, the same color, the same hairs, the same everything. The only difference was that his heart did not have the same passion as before. Seeing this now, their heart feel nothing. I want to talk to you. Come on inside. He said that and walking inside. Jungkook smiled at him and walking back. He stepped inside and looked around. Their studio was so artistic. All around pictures, canvas, paints, chair in the middle and different pictures decorated on all the windows. Jungkook liked everything very much. They saw him and kept looking at him. Jungkook had not changed at all. He was handsome but now he was weak. His hair had also grown. His eyes weak. Maybe he had put on glasses. Same long coat and heavy shoes as usual. Tell me what you want to talk. Jungkook looked at them and smiled. I can understand people hate me. If you could understand, then why did you bother me? I am sorry. For what? For everything. Good to hear that. There. Taehyung. To you, I am Taehyung. Sorry. Finished and then leave. They turned. I'm sorry. I'm ashamed of what Jia did. Good and Taehyung, there was nothing between me and Lela. She is my friend. And Jungkook approached him. I never cheated on you. Always love you. Jia, my daughter created hatred between us. There, look at him. As soon as I find out that Jia has done all this, I broke all ties with her. I gave her everything. Property, house, everything. Taehyung, He approached there. Winning you is my main goal for now. Complete unfulfilled promises must be filled. Live together and then get married. I don't just want to apologize to you. I hope to win you over, and I want to tell everyone that you are my psycho love. I come here every day to win you, to see you, every day. And then one day you feel sorry for me, and then you love me back. Jungkook's eyes fill. Remember that I love you. And then he went back out. Seeing him go, they sat on the floor and crying.